DirectFix.com presents
the Samsung Galaxy S3 disassembly and reassembly directions. Be sure to check us out on the web at directfix.com. Use coupon code YouTube7 for 7% off your first order.
Warning: this content is intended to be used for informational and entertainment purposes only. You are using this video directions and its content at your own risk. X Microsolution Inc. makes no representation, warranties, or conditions of any kind expressed or implied. Following these directions on the video will void your warranty. You are performing this repair at your own risk.
To begin disassembly, we're going to remove the back cover. Remove the battery. There are 10 Phillips screws securing the back case of the phone. After removing the screws, use a case opener tool to carefully pry off the rear case. The rear case of the phone comes in two pieces. The upper portion of the case houses the speaker assembly and must be disconnected from the motherboard before removal. Disconnect the antenna cable from the motherboard. Disconnect the connector for the screen assembly and the connector for the SIM and SD card ports. Disconnect two more connectors at the top of the motherboard, one for the front-facing camera and the other for the button, ribbon, and ear speaker. You can now carefully lift the motherboard out of the phone. Remove one Phillips screw at the top of the frame and then remove the front-facing camera and proximity sensor. You can now remove the antenna. Carefully lift the antenna cable out of the small groove along the side of the frame and lift the small circuit board out. We are now going to remove the volume buttons and ear speaker ribbon. Begin by lifting the ear speaker out of its well and gently pulling the ribbon off of the frame. Gently pry the volume buttons away from the edge of the frame, and then lift the entire ribbon out. You can now remove the physical buttons for the power and volume buttons out of the side of the frame. You can now remove the vibration module. As well as the small gray rubber microphone grommet. Remove this thin gray heatsink from the back of the screen assembly. This is what the main processor rests upon. The LCD and touch panel are fused together and are both fused to the screen assembly frame. Begin reassembly by applying the thermal pad to the back of the screen assembly. Now insert the power button and volume buttons into the frame. Make sure to line up the angle and slope of the buttons with the angle and slope of the edge of the frame so that you don't install them upside down. Now place the microphone grommet as well as the vibrating module into the back of the screen assembly. We are now going to install the volume button and ear speaker ribbon. Begin by placing the volume buttons into the frame, laying the ribbon down along the back of the frame, and placing the ear speaker into its well. We're now going to place the front-facing camera and proximity sensor into the frame, secure with a Phillips screw. We're now going to install the antenna. Place the small circuit board at the top of the frame and then run the cable along the small groove along the side of the frame. You can now place the motherboard into the phone. Connect the volume button connector to the motherboard, as well as the front-facing camera proximity sensor connector to the motherboard. Now connect the remaining connectors, consisting of the screen connector, the SIM card and SD card slot connector, and antenna cables to the motherboard. We can now begin to place the back frame to the phone. Begin with the upper portion, placing it on the top and connecting the speaker assembly to the motherboard. You can now place the rest of the back frame over the phone. Gently push down until you hear the clips pop. Secure the back frame with 10 Phillips screws shown in the red circles. You can now install the battery and the back cover, and you are done with reassembly. Please be sure to check our website, directfix.com. Just click the link below for all your parts and accessory needs.